Hello and welcome to the pre-race press conference for the 2023 Greenco Hyderabad E-Prix. Very exciting to be here for Formula E's first visit to India and the return of a World Championship motorsport to the country after a decade. On stage we have team representatives Florian Modlinger from Heuer Porsche, Ian James from Neom McLaren and Frédéric Bertrand from Mahindra Racing. Welcome guys. Starting with you Florian. Back at Porsche's Gen 3 launch, your team seemed very confident, not just about making up numbers in the championship, but pushing for wins, pushing for the championship, and performing at the very top level. How pleased have you been so far, not only to see the level of performance from the team, but the consistency as well?
Yeah, we have to say we have now done 3 races on 2 different racetracks. The performance, especially in the race, was strong. We had a very good season start. The whole team at home who developed the car and also the team who run the car at the track can be very proud of this result. But you could also see in qualifying we are not starting in the front. Best positions were P5 and P6. There we have to improve, and our clear target is to show during the whole season that we are competitive on each track, and that's our target.
So just to follow on from what you mentioned there, so far you've had great race pace and efficiency during the race, but qualifying has made the task of doing well in the race a little bit more challenging. What do you think is needed to improve that one-lap qualifying pace?
Yeah, in qualifying the driver needs to have full trust in the car to extract the maximum performance, and there we have to work on all little details, tire usage, brake performance and peak performance of the car, that the driver are able to qualify in the front rows. That's the clear target. And all these little things which fitted very well during the races, from balance, tire usage, setup, and also energy management. This we have now also to make sure that in qualifying we get better.
Okay, Antonio Felix Acosta, a new driver for this season, celebrates his 100th race this weekend or tomorrow. What characteristics has he brought to the team, and what now needs to happen for him to finish more consistently alongside Pascal?
Yeah, he's a very emotional and dedicated race driver, focusing on what he's doing, and I enjoy a lot to work with him. His mentality is great, also to motivate the team, to stand behind the team, and yeah, he's new. We work since summer with him, and clear he needs to be fully aware of all the systems, the functions we have in the car, because when you change from one manufacturer to the other, you have to learn a new car, how everything works and so on. And there we improve step by step every race, and I'm sure he will be soon there, and we will have fun together.
Now moving on to you, Ian. With 3 races down, both your new drivers, Rene and Jake, sit next to each other in the rankings, 5th and 6th. Good consistency so far, been very impressive to watch. What do you think has made them click so far in getting up to speed, not just with the Gen 3, but Formula E more broadly?
Yeah, it's been a really positive start to the season for both drivers and of course then for the team as well. A solid foundation on which we can build. I think to your question about the drivers and their character, one of the reasons that we went for both Rene and Jake is their ability to really integrate with the team, to be part of that development process. And we knew that that was going to be so important from the start of a new generation from season 9. And they've applied themselves in that way very well indeed. Both of them also have this work ethic, which just means that they continue to want to work with the team to strive to get the performance out of the car as well. And that's a real asset. It's actually, I'll let you into a secret, it was Florian who told me that we're quite lucky with the way the championship's set up this year, that we've got free practice 1 on a Friday, because Rene in particular loves to go home and study and work on that, and I've never seen a driver quite as often as he does take his laptop back to the hotel with him. So there's a secret, hopefully I'm not giving too much away, but again that's testament to their work ethic, and Jake's very much all very similar to that.
There's something anecdotally that Oliver Askew said on the broadcast, said that when he was at Andretti, his team told him to drive like Rene.
I think that's high praise indeed, so yeah, it's good. But there's also a great respect between the drivers, and I think that helps within the team. So the atmosphere at the moment is really positive, hard working, and we'll look to build on that.
So moving on to Jake, he's impressing the paddock all round, great racing, great qualifying results already. What traits of his or his approach to racing do you think suits him to this series, and how far can he go?
But we've already discussed about his work ethic. That's something which is a real cornerstone. But we've had the opportunity to observe him over the past few years as he's been very much a part of the team as a reserve and development driver as well. So for us, it was a really easy opportunity to have somebody that knows the team, that can work very, very well with the team. So that's been seamless in terms of his now transition into becoming a race driver. But if you take a look, especially on his quali laps that he's been doing, I mean, the guy takes it right to the limit. He's pushing the boundaries every lap. He came back in, I think it was in Diriyah, certainly on the Friday, the number of radio messages where he said, yeah, I've just hit that wall, yeah, I've just hit that wall, yeah, I've just hit that wall. Fortunately, no damage, but it just goes to show just how much he's taking it to the edge. And again, coupled with the work ethic, coupled with the other positive traits that he's got, is why I think he's been able to really shine as a rookie, and I couldn't be more pleased for him. In terms of how far it can take him, time will tell, but I'm very, very positive about it.
So moving on to the circuit this weekend, this Saturday, the temperatures and track conditions have been very different in both Mexico and Diriyah, and then again here. What do you expect from the track this weekend, and what do you need to maintain the consistency you showed thus far?
Yeah, great question. It's a brand new track, as we know, for all of us. So I think during the free practice sessions, we're all going to be on a very, very steep learning curve. I didn't get out on the track walk earlier on. A number of our colleagues did at their request. I've heard that it's quite dusty out there still at the moment, so I think that it'll be interesting to see how much track evolution plays a role in it as well. From our side, how we can sort of influence the weekend, it's, as always, I mean, I say it ad nauseum, but it's that operational excellence. So it's just making sure that whatever's in our control, we continue to manage and execute as best we can, and then the results will come from that.
And Frédéric, Mahindra have been in the championship since the very, very beginning. To be racing now on home soil the first time in front of a home crowd as well must be a very exciting feeling.
Yeah, definitely it's a great feeling for everyone. I would say it's bringing a lot of energy. So more than excitement, it's energizing right now everyone. You feel that everybody feels something a bit more than usual. Probably some pride of being responsible for something special. The only thing we try is to avoid that pressure becomes something which takes too much energy from every guy, the drivers in particular, but in general, it's really a crazy welcome we get from everyone here, the fan side, media side, and also all the Mahindra group people, because the family is huge here in India, and we have so much support coming from every member of the board, and this will for sure create something special for us. So very important to be now performing well. On top of all, I think it's good that we make everybody excited for the race itself and for the future of Formula E.
What are your expectations in terms of performance and results? Because Formula E in the past has often shown bits of magic when it comes to home races and home teams.
What we can hope is, first of all, beat the two friends I have on my side, but no, I think on a purely spirit matter, I think what is important is that we build properly the weekend. It will be a very difficult one because we know that the car is new, but the track is also new here. So when you accumulate those two parameters together, for sure it's an additional challenge compared to the races we did previously. So we have to go on a very humble way, but a very strong building way to make sure that even if the curve is steep, as you were saying, we need to make sure that we are able to come up at the end of the weekend with a car ready to a good race and a good quality before. So on a purely performance basis, hopefully a good quality get out of the group, and access to duels would be a really good achievement already. And then let's see what happens in the race. We have seen in the previous one that going to a good quality position that is not enough to make sure that we could do a good race. So we have to accumulate the two perfect delivery, good quality, good race, and then hopefully we will celebrate at the end some good points.
Just touching upon the reserve driver that you announced at the end of last year, Druvela, can you describe how he's been settling into the team, how he's feeling this weekend as well, being at home, and also what caught your eye about him initially to get him involved?
I think it's important to prepare the future. We know that one of the difficulties in Formula E is to get rookies into a team and have everyone confident of getting rookies. The championship is developing many options to give them more time on track. That's one thing. But on the other side, you need to make sure that the driver understands the team, understands the philosophy, the way to handle a weekend, which is very special here. It's not only a specific format or a specific championship, it's also a specific way to manage your full day, understanding that everything happens on one day and you need to manage that properly. So we thought it was important to get someone in the team early with a strong background, which we feel he has, and I think with all that background, if we can give him on top of that the experience of understanding how it goes, starting to understand how the engineers work, starting to understand how the drivers think in Formula E, we give him even more chances to be performant the day we can get him in the car. I think it's examples which have been done by my colleagues before, and hopefully he will be able to access to the car soon, probably for the rookie test for sure. And I think from there, let's see where he will be able to get for the future. But it's very good to have him in the team. We give a lot to him for sure, and I hope he learns a lot, and he gives a lot to us too, because he's bringing an additional eye on how to manage the drivers, how to manage the performance, and this is also something very valuable. So it's a win-win deal for the moment.
Great to hear. And just finally, what's the working relationship with Mahindra Group like, and the importance of having such a passionate player in the EV world supporting the team?
Mahindra, I think, started the championship from day one, and we were celebrating yesterday this participation since inception, and we had the chance to have a very visionary chairman in the group, and with Mr. Mahindra, and he was able to feel and see from the beginning that the potential is there, and that's a good way to showcase what the future can be and make it attractive. So from there, the chances that it has remained a sustainable approach, and it became part of the DNA of the group. Be part of the Formula E championship is not something which they think of doing for 1 or 2 years. It's something they really put into the DNA of the group. And this creates for sure the support of everyone. It's 150 companies, Mahindra, at the end. Different people coming from everywhere, different type of companies, different type of skills coming, and you can get a little bit of everyone and create value for everyone. And that's exactly what we celebrated yesterday. We have a very nice celebration of Mahindra participating to the championship since so long time, and for the first time having the home race here. So we had 2 reasons to celebrate: the time in the championship and having this Indian race finally happening. And I think for us, the major thing is, this is great to feel that everyone is supporting. Within the group, no one is saying, why do you do Formula E? Everyone is saying, of course we need to do Formula E, and we need to do even more. So that's really the best thing we can get probably from this race already. And that's why we want to make them very proud, and we want to perform, because we want to reward all that level of support we get from anybody in the group. Should it be Mr. Mahindra, should it be Anisha, the CEO of the group, and all the different board members. It's very, very high level of support, and that gives also good perspective for the future, because the support of today is maybe even bigger support from tomorrow. So let's make them excited with the race here.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. All the best for the weekend. And for everyone here, the drivers' press conference will be following in about